Good morning. So, I had this beautiful question as well, which is, can you go carnivore if you have high cholesterol? Now, the important conversation here is around cholesterol, and I've had this conversation with a number of people because it's one of those things that we have been taught falsely as a problem. So, for example, the whole cholesterol myth started with Ansel Keys, who wanted to become really, really famous. And so he created this theory that dietary fat and cholesterol caused heart disease. And so what he did is he put together a study. He correlated that with all sorts of countries around the world. Then he saw that there was no correlation between cholesterol and heart disease. So he just removed the data from the countries that didn't match his little line. And so therefore, going, look, see everyone, I've done this study and I've created the data that shows cholesterol is correlated with heart disease. And the truth is, it was a fallacy. It was made up. He lied. And then, of course, there's financial investment, because when you take out fat from something, in order to make it tasty for humans, you have to add sugar. And so sugar came in and took the place of fat. So whenever we see those things that are, say, low fat, they actually are really often high in carbohydrates or some type of sugar to make up for the flavor profile that fat actually gives food. And so when we're talking about cholesterol being a problem, we want to come back to the real thing. Is cholesterol an actual problem? Now, Dr. Paul Mason has a really beautiful YouTube video explaining this really, really well to people. But when I am looking at a cholesterol panel for my own patients, myself or somebody that I'm working with, then what I'm really looking at is, what is their HDL like, which is their protective cholesterol? What is their triglycerides like? Because we can ascertain some information based on the triglycerides. So if the triglycerides are low, that's going to give me an indication that the LDL is actually made up of the large fluffy LDLs, which are bouncing around doing all the things, bringing the nutrients to spaces where repair needs to take place, because cholesterol is the firefighter of the body. And so what we have done is we've vilified cholesterol and said cholesterol is bad, but actually cholesterol is merely in the presence of inflammation, because it is the firefighter trying to put out the fire of inflammation. So we want to come back to that conversation about cholesterol being a problem or not being a problem. And I would really recommend that you probably talk with somebody who understands cholesterol, someone like me, somebody else who may be in your local area. But cholesterol is not the problem. It's not the killer.